here for another one.
DTE podcast session.
Dear Experience, episode 9.
Episode 9.
You know what I'm
Down
saying?
here in the 6.
We're back with the compadres. You know what I'm saying? To my left,
Oh,
the far left, I got the beautiful.
I went ahead of that. Carolina.
And then to my left again.
Sefrose, 416.
And to my far right.
Still Dre Swish. Let's go.
Dre Still.
Stop doing that to me.
It's Dre Still, yeah.
Alright, bro. Alright, man.
That's going to be the hashtag.
And beside Dre the Still.
Oh, wow.
Dre the Still?
Oh my
That
God.
just sounded different. Stefano, my bad, dog.
Yeah, Stefano, you know.
Okay, man.
Stefano, you know.
Yo, D.Mac, hit him with the first topic. You just go straight in it, like shoot it.
Yeah. Do you think it should be more of a discussion for schools in Canada to have a course on people's rights?
Damn.
That's deep.
Yeah, why not?
But why you say why not though?
Like, it's good to inform the children about their rights. Like, I know some people, they take their rights and they run with it. I mean, like,
As grown
Very
people, we
facts.
don't know our rights.
Facts.
Yeah,
Word.
that's the
Word.
biggest thing. Like, even
Word.
like
A lot of black
in the
communities.
workforce,
oh,
you don't nobody
No one
knows
knows
their
their fo-
fucking
Yes.
Even
rights.
just all down to your car insurance. There's
Yeah.
so many specific things.
oh yeah.
They should definitely
Yeah.
teach you that, and they should
Yeah.
also teach you how to do taxes
Mhm.
For
But
real,
then-
and
for real.
what
know-
taxes are
There
and
should be
all
a
that great
financial
stuff.
class.
Question: Who should be responsible for, facilitating this or bringing this to life to make sure that we get this
The
information?
government.
The
This
government,
point-
because we pay them for
Straight.
schooling. What?
Yeah.
Definitely should be the government.
So
Hands
like
down.
our like public institutions.
Well, they're
Well,
not private.
I find like if you find that education as a parent, yeah, you should definitely teach your children.
For sure.
Like with my little sister, whenever I learn from my mistakes, I make sure I bring that message to her and I let her know.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they're going to school, might as well learn things that are going to be useful to them.
For sure. It starts at home though. For
I
sure.
I do agree though,
Yeah.
because there are so
Definitely.
many things that I think we should be taught, but we're not taught. But it's because they don't want us to know, right? So that
Exactly.
they can take advantage of us. And that
Exactly.
way we
That's how the
lost,
system works.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
And
that's the crazy thing about the world that we live in. Like, there's so many things that just throw. Like, I just don't understand. Like you were talking about like the whole financial thing. Like, just like how to like do with your money.
Yeah.
That's something that we need to be like that couldn't even be taught.
Yeah. Credit
That's
and
important.
everything.
Yeah, credit, a huge thing.
Huge thing.
Like,
Yeah.
Monumental, dog.
oh my
It
god,
really is. It's a
I hate
game
the school-
changer.
I hate the school system. I hate the whole grading process as well. I don't know how. Like, okay, yo,
I
I'm
hate
sorry.
it
just going
too.
in deep.
Yeah, I'm
though.
sorry, but like it's
Nah.
just
No, it's just true.
It's
No,
just
it is.
like everyone thinks different,
Yeah.
right? Like everyone sees things from a different point of view. Like, how are you gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Like, yeah, I guess for like certain things, like when it comes to math, like there's certain ways to do certain things or get the calculation, or whatever. But like in English,
Yeah.
if
You
I'm
can't tell
writing, you can't really tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, there's grammatical errors or whatever. Yeah, correct me on that stuff. Don't correct me on my thoughts. If this is what I see or this is what I read,
And it's
that's
how I put
understand
it. Yeah.
you can't tell me I'm wrong.
I always think back on that quote that Erica Badu had, and
Oh, say
I
it
mean,
again.
Erica
the
Badu.
man
I
that
think I know
knows,
what you. Yeah.
yeah, the man
yeah.
that knows something knows nothing at all.
Mhm.
I stick to that 100%. Like, as much as I know, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Every day is a learning process for sure.
You don't know what you don't know.
But
That's
people
it.
still feel like they know everything.
Oh, for sure. You have people who walk on this earth that they just have it all. They have all the answers.
Nah, I trip those people.
You trip up?
Bully Dre.
He's still a bully.
That's crazy, but damn.
Yo, Ashby, dog, watch out.
Here I am thinking that this guy is in
Damn.
his bedroom just doing nothing. This guy's tripping for
Yo, I
real.
thought.
Oh, you rich? Oh, you think you know everything?
For real, yo.
I'll catch you outside later.
Trip Dre.
That's just call him. That's what we're gonna call him. Trip Dre.
Trip Dre.
All right.
Dre's tripping, dog. It should be a podcast still. Dre's tripping. Dang. You want to touch base on your question?
You know, I even forgot my own damn question.
Wow, you forgot it. This guy's got to go back. Goddamn 47.
I definitely agree. I think just the reason why I asked the question was because I saw somebody who was black on the side of the road, and they were like 50 years old, and they still had no idea what their rights were, and the police officer was telling this black man that he can shoot him at any time, and nobody would do anything about it. Like,
Wow.
and
That's the
in my
truth,
head,
bro.
It is the truth. It's a mighty truth.
The police has rights too, you know.
no, it's
Some of them
not. Like,
abuse it.
you can take legal action on that though,
Yeah.
right? So, and he was saying that the black guy couldn't take legal action on that.
Well, my thing on that is like some people are kind of afraid to take those steps, or some people don't want to go through that whole process of doing or taking those steps.
What are you afraid of, a bullet or going through a process?
Both, because once you go,
I'm more afraid
Once
of
you
the
go
bullet.
through the process, it's not guaranteed.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And the outcome.
You said it yourself. The system sometimes is not fair,
Exactly.
you know? So
No,
even
yeah,
going through that process, you do the steps, you do everything right. It might just not even be enough. Like,
and then your name is in their system. If they see you on road,
they're just gonna
Yo,
fuck with you.
fuck with
for-
this guy.
yeah.
I get it, but you gotta
Jermaine.
stand up for you got to stand up for yourself, like you were
Definitely.
saying.
Yeah, but it's not like no
Like
one
how you
knows
stand
that.
up for your sister, you got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah,
You got to.
Definitely.
No one's not gonna not stand up for themselves. Like I think everyone has that knowledge, but it's just like, do you really want to go through that? Most do. You know what I'm saying? Or
Well, he didn't ask for the
Okay.
police officer to stop him, right? Nobody
Here's
wants
another
to go through it.
perspective, though, too. Like, you're an immigrant. You're just coming into the country. You don't know your rights. And I'm
Yeah,
saying this because
exactly.
my parents were immigrants. My parents have gone through so much because they don't know their rights. So, and at the same time, like, I hear what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
you should definitely, there should be somebody definitely teaching you those rights and giving you that extra knowledge
Yeah.
about
definitely.
things.
I feel that course should start like young. Like you should get
for sure.
all of that young.
Word.
grade 3.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Grade
new
one.
parents teach your
Well, you're still
children
coloring. I don't know.
their rights.
Yo, some grade ones. You know,
Yo, honestly, like, I've never been. Anytime I've been harassed by the cops, I was honestly like, fucking gallivanting, doing
This guy's
dumb
laughing
shit.
before.
You know?
sorry.
Like, I've never like been harassed by the cops, like as far as I can remember, at least, when I was actually like doing something. You know, I'm usually just chilling there being a dumbass when the cops do come around, and obviously you're gonna get bothered. Doesn't make it right, but like, you know, remember I said stereotypes are true to some
Yeah,
extent. and
yeah,
that's-
for sure. Sure.
I had experience with that as well. Like
Yeah.
back when I was like in high school, one of our boys on our basketball team, he got robbed, and we
Is
had
this
to-
another trip story?
Nah, no trips. We took a trip, but
police station.
This guy just fell right into that.
nah, but like we left the school, VP. We're going
Big up
to
to VP.
yeah. We're
VP's
going, relax,
Yeah.
relax.
Get out of here.
Relax.
Trash.
Best
We're
people came
we're
from
going
VP.
to I think it was York Mills for a ball game, and one of our boys he got jumped or robbed.
Do you not know which one it was?
It was one. Fam, it was one of the two.
I'm just
fam.
fucking with you. Just continue your story. Yo.
Anyways, so we're leaving the school now. We're going by like, the pathway where he got jumped, but we weren't with him at the time. Like our team, I don't know what happened. But our team was going going separately. I don't know. It was weird. So we go through a pathway and we see cops like waiting like in an area, and then we get on the bus and like we look outside and the cops are following the bus. We get off the bus now. We're trying to go into the school, and the cops are just like, "Yo, like, were you guys involved with the situation?" Da, da, da. My boy came on, so I was like, "Yo, it wasn't them. Like, we're on the basketball team together. You're following the wrong people."
Yeah.
Just like following. We looked at him and like, "Yo, what happened to you?" And I was like, "Yo, I got jumped and then robbed." And I'm like, "Bro, what the hell?" And man thought it was us. The wrong people. Don't do that. That's just scary, man. I don't.
Yo, sometimes you're being at the wrong place at the wrong time, yo, and being
Yeah. man.
who you are,
Yo, I
skin
heard a crazy
complexion.
story actually, and it's along the same lines of that. Like, I seen like a post on social media. I don't know if it was Facebook or IG. Something to do with a kid who's never been involved with any type of gangs or anything, but like I think he's arrested. It's something to do with New Year's. And I think it happened like in our city. I don't know if you guys seen the picture or not. I don't know his name, but
I don't know.
he's going through like a whole process now, being framed as a criminal. Or
How long is he? How they trying
How
to serve
old is
it?
he?
I don't know, but he's young.
How young?
Yeah.
Like he's probably in high school.
Jeez.
From high school.
Yeah.
What kind of crime was this, sorry?
I don't know if it was. I don't know if he shot somebody or if he robbed somebody, but it was along the lines of those. And
Heinous
I
crime.
just read it. I'm just like, bro, that's crazy. And the picture that he used, it wasn't the best picture. It wasn't a well-presented picture of him. Because people that seen the same picture just like, yo, this is not how he looks like on a day-to-day basis. He carries himself very well. He's probably just joking around with this picture that he took. You can't just go based off the one picture you decide to pick out of all the pictures that he has taken that's professional from school. You want to use a picture that you see on social media with him joking around with friends? Like, come on, present him better
Yeah.
than that. Right?
But they're not gonna do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the media.
Yeah.
They try to do that, you know.
Yeah, that's how they can make their money.
But yo, I have something to say about the whole rights thing, huh?
So say it. Do it. I'm joking.
But it's like, how many people? Because like the information's out there, right? Like of our rights and like you know what, like. But I feel like so many of us don't necessarily care about it until we're in a situation where it's good to know it. But for the most part, I'm not gonna go home and read for 3 hours about my rights, what I'm capable of doing and what I'm not capable of doing. So I guarantee if somebody teaches me this, I'm gonna say, man, this is a friggin' waste of time. Until I get into a situation where it becomes relevant. And like, also this is like another thing, right? Like I think it's great to know our rights, like as individuals, but I also think it's good to know what other people are capable of too. And I'm not even just trying to make myself involved in other people's business, because like it's none of my business, but it could potentially affect me, and I think it's good to know. So like in the same way, police officers, police can lie to you, right?
Deadass.
And they can lie to you to your face, right? And say something, but you can't lie to them, right? If you get caught lying to them, you can get in trouble, right? Oh, obstruction of justice. But they can do it to you legally, right? And it's not even to say it's the right thing to do, but they do have the legal right to do it. And I think like it'd be good to know for us to know. I think it'd be good for us to know what other people's rights are, as well as our own, in order to navigate and deal with them accordingly.
For real. Or even just going to court and being questioned and being able to defend yourself and being able to say like, no, that's not a question that I like. Knowing the right terminology, even just going down to that would be good to know. And
Jump on the mic.
Yeah, do your thing.
It's something that happened to me and a group of people, and I wasn't directly affected by it, but because of who I was with and I was in the situation I was leaving a concert I was filming for, and a couple of the artists are very close friends of mine. They needed a ride home, and so I was like, okay, no problem. We were in Toronto, they lived in North York, I live in Saga, so I was like, whatever, I'll go up north, drop you off, go home.
Saga.
Yeah. And
VP.
so I wanted to stop for gas. I was lacking on the gas that night, so I needed to stop. So I stopped, and there was 3 of us. So there's me. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to butcher what nationality they are. I know one of them's from Lebanon. He moved here 2 years ago. One of them is Pakistani. And I believe the third one's Arabian. I'm not 100% sure. But it's me and 3 non-white people. So we go up to the gas station attendant, and at first, these guys they've been drinking. So they're a little wild in the car, and basically I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but we went up, and he refused to serve, the gas station attendant only served me. He refused to serve the other 3 people.
Jeez.
Obviously, one of them was really, really pissed off, and he had been drinking, so he was yelling, he was cussing, and everyone around us, there was like 2 girls sitting at one of the pumps. They didn't know what was going on, but they just saw him yelling, so they were getting mad at him. And I don't know if the gas station attendant, he was putting his arm up like an X, like he wasn't even speaking to the guys. He would just go like that and he'd walk away. So he did that. He started walking away, and one of my buddies starts cussing him out, just laying into him. It was bad. I don't know if he pressed the silent alarm or if this was a coincidence, but as he's yelling at him, keep in mind, I'm pumping my gas. I'm trying to stay away from the situation. Me and another guy are at the car like, yo, you got to come. We have to leave now, because the gas station attendant told me, pump your gas and then leave or I'll call the police. So I'm pumping my gas still at this point. As he's yelling at the guy, the gas station attendant's walking away, 2 cops pull around the corner. So I don't know if he hit the silent alarm or if they happen to be patrolling. So they turn the corner and all they see is my buddy at the top of his lungs at like 2 a.m. yelling at the gas station attendant. So I get what it looks like from the cops' perspective. They pull around, they see us yelling at the guy. They come in, they stop me from leaving. At this point, we were walking, everyone was walking back to the car. I was in the car, I was about to turn it on, I was about to leave like I was told to. The cop comes and he blocks me from leaving. Comes up, gets our IDs, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as he hopped out of the car, you could tell that this wasn't going to go well on our part because he hopped out like he was Superman. Like he hopped out, his chest was so big, he had the biggest smile. He knew he was about to get his quota tonight. 4 tickets. So he hops out, gets our IDs, whatever. He doesn't ask us what happened. He goes over to the gas station attendant, talks to him for about a minute, and he comes up and he's saying things like, "You're very lucky that the gas station attendant is a nice man. He doesn't want to press any charges, this and that." And I'm like, you never asked us what happened because this guy refused to serve the only 3 non-white people here, and that's like it's fucked up. You know what I mean? And I don't know what happened, but he came to me. He thought I'd been drinking. He tried to get me to do a field sobriety test. But once I got out of the car and I was speaking to him, I hadn't drinking that night. I hadn't smoked anything. I was completely sober. Got out. He's like, okay, never mind. Put me back in my car. Comes back. He's like, okay, all 4 of you are getting trespassing tickets tonight. So I'm banned from that gas station. I was trying to leave. I wasn't involved. I wasn't yelling at the guy. And neither were 2 other people in the situation. But because we were all there and because of the situation that happened that we thought wasn't morally correct, we ended up getting tickets. And now there's a gas station. I don't even know what gas station it is. I can pull up to that gas station and get arrested. I don't remember what it is. And like the cops trying to tell me like if anybody that has my car goes to that gas station, they'll be arrested too. I don't think that's
not even fair. That's fine.
Looking over your car.
I don't know if anyone's gonna write down my license plate and keep like don't serve this car at this gas station, but I don't know.
He's stretching that for sure.
I think the other guys, I was gonna fight it. I've never gotten a trespassing ticket. What's that?
I'm sorry, I'm still on the trespassing because you have permission to be there. You're pumping gas, unless you didn't pay your gas and then you tried to drive away.
And the thing is, on the ticket it said failed to leave when directed, but the gas station attendant told me pump your gas and then leave. So by the time I had pumped my gas, I was getting into my car. I was putting the keys in the ignition. My car wasn't even on. The cop pulled up and blocked us from leaving and said we had to stay. So he gave us a ticket for something that really he shouldn't have. And even the whole situation was just blown out of proportion.
True.
But I don't know, I just thought I'd share that story. It's one thing that me being a white male from the suburbs, I've never had too many run-ins with the police. I've had a couple things here and there happen. But to be in a situation that I wasn't directly being affected by it, but in turn I got the ticket, I had to take the rap for it. It's one of those things we're seeing what people talk about on social media and online and seeing it being in that situation, almost like an outside view. It was just like surreal. It changed a lot of views on police for me. Because I no longer feel that when I'm driving around, if I see a police, I no longer feel safe. I feel threatened because I've had my car searched. I've been handcuffed and told that they're going to search my car unlawfully. That's happened to me before. And it's just one of those things where someone that's supposed to be their motto to protect and serve, who are you protecting and serving? Because I don't feel safe anymore. That's for sure.
That's some truth right there. I felt that one.
That's deep theory.
That's deep. I'm still on the fact that you got a trespassing ticket. Like that's just
no. He's reaching for that. He was trying to get you for something.
How much was the ticket?
What was that?
How much was the ticket?
It's like $60. He said it was one of those things where it's like a loitering ticket.
I hope you didn't pay it, man. You don't gotta tell me if you did. Don't tell me if you did or not. But don't tell me if you did. But yeah, that's a whack ticket still, man.
That's definitely a whack
I
ticket.
wouldn't wish that on anybody's stuff.
I probably would have tore it up in front of him. Like,
were you able?
You're trying to get arrested?
I'm trying to go.
That's another ticket.
I'm standing for myself, dog. But no, joking stuff. That's crazy, yo. That's a good topic, yo. That's a juicy topic.
From you?
It sucks to get stuck with a ticket that an officer gives you unlawfully. Because at the time it's like at their discretion. It's like, yeah, fuck you, you're a fucking prick. Yeah. And here's your ticket. Whether they're right for it or wrong for it, you're sort of stuck with it at the moment. And if you're trying to fight it in the law of court,
in fact, that's a whole nother process to go
time
through.
for that.
Is there why isn't there like a proper like defense against that?
I find that with
like
courts,
in the moment.
Just even like governmentally, like going to somebody with higher power and authority over the police officer and stating your case. Why isn't there something
Like
Like
someone
that.
governing.
That's
can.
proper.
Because they're all like gang, bro.
No, that's proper.
There is.
they're
Like
all
yeah, there is, yo.
Yeah, but-
If
Would
you
that
read,
be-
if you read like your rights, like actually like let's say, for insurance, there's like a whole insurance act that outlines everything that you can say against something or can say with something, and like I find it weird because a lot of people don't actually read like how much of us have actually read like a charter of rights or like
No.
or rights and privileges. It's like
This is why I
That's what
asked
we're
the
getting
question.
at.
Because see, now you know it helps you in that case.
but like, who's gonna tell you that? You know what I mean? Like, I wish a teacher would have told me that back in like high
You would
school.
think
Like,
they would.
yeah,
You would
know what
think
I
they
mean?
would.
Hey, you want to figure out what to do? You read this, but no,
No.
like, come on.
No, read Hamlet.
Exactly.
That's
I read The Giver. What did that give me? Nothing.
That's a big one. That's a big
Kill
one.
me out here, Dre.
Dre with the throwback right there. Yo. Damn.
Because that's what they'd rather teach you about still.
Yep. Or Othello. Othello.
Othello.
Remember that book? All right, we go bump into another topic if you got one. On the,
Oh,
see it
sure.
highlighted.
Ah, I was doing it after your topic, brother.
Thank, bro.
But why is it more commonly viewed as shallow if a person doesn't like their own race, but the mentality changes when a person likes animals more than human beings?
Yo,
Okay, what?
Yeah.
So like, if I don't like my own race, it's a problem.
Okay.
But if I don't like human beings and I like this dog more than human beings, oh, you're a good person.
If you ask me, I think that's still a problem, but it's glorified because, you know, oh, it's a dog. You know, I honestly, this is my opinion about people who love pets more than people. They have issues, and animals, your pets can't fight you back. A human will tell you about yourself, and, you know, they will create more of a conflict where a dog just has to sit there and shut up because you feed them.
is it
You
gonna
know?
show
More
up?
dominance.
Maybe.
No,
But dogs
I'm
are
sorry,
kind of
'cause
loyal like that.
I've been chased by a pit bull before. That shit changed. That's also like a life changing moment for me, and that's why I don't like dogs. I don't play with dogs. I just when it comes to dogs or animals in general.
Why don't you just trip him?
I said what?
Why didn't you just trip the dog?
Too much.
I wish I could, but
Too much
nah,
legs.
man.
Yo,
He has four, man.
Daryl's
It's not
trolling
easy.
you today. Daryl's trolling
No,
you
but
right
for
now.
real, like when it comes to animals, like I don't know what they're thinking. I can't tell by the facial expressions, what's going through their head. Like when I was walking with my sister going home, and like I got off the bus, and this was a time when pit bulls were like biting kids and like.
Time when people were like-
Yo, what? Yo, it was like on the news consistently. Like I was seeing it, and I seen like a lady walking her pit bull, like down the road, but like she was a good distance away, and like I seen her. I was aware. I cut her behind this fence, walking down the road, walking home, and then she basically cut the same corner. I'm like, fam, we're not doing this today. I look back, the dog's trying to like come off like the leash. I keep walking, like, yo, just walk up. I told my sister, like, just walk up. I look back, the dog's off the leash running at us. I told her, yo, run.
I've had a moment like that.
Nobody
still.
stopped. We both split our own ways. The dog came after me first, ran up like 2 flights of stairs just to avoid it. I was like running like, no straight lines. Weaving in and out.
Gunfire run.
Yo,
Apocalypto thing.
I had
Oh,
to,
that's
yo.
what it is, true. I was
I'm
thinking
not
about
trying to
it.
get
You say
bit.
The Mayans.
And then like I look back and I see my sister getting chased by the dog after, and I'm just like, yo, why is your dog off the leash? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, control your dog.
No muzzle too.
So
No
wait,
muzzle.
did the dog bite you or anything?
Didn't
like
bite
that?
me. It didn't catch me. It didn't catch my sister. The owner eventually like caught
catching
caught her dog. Hell no.
That's a sprinter.
Hell, yes.
No, no.
Jamaica in my blood, all right?
You got that long shot, eh? Same bolt.
You bolted
Man,
for
they're
real.
faster than a dog, dog. How you mean, dog?
But
No, fuck, dog. No dog is catching me. I'm sorry, bro.
I know the lady was trying to tell me like, yo, the dog was just trying to play or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what they try to do.
no,
Nah.
don't tell me that. Like, do not
But
tell me.
the worst thing you could do is run away from a dog. As soon, like a dog sees you running, the dog's gonna chase
Yeah, they after you. They feel threatened.
That's a threat?
To
I'm
them.
running away.
To
That's
them.
not a threat.
To them.
You should have come and talked to me. That's what you
Oh,
Or
yeah,
it means, oh yeah, you're gonna play with
Yeah,
me. All
that
right.
too. Yeah, yeah.
No, but I'm not playing either. My heart's racing. Like,
But that's what happens with aggressive dogs too, right? Like,
I can't tell if you're an
Yeah.
aggressive dog or if you're a nice dog.
True.
What am I supposed to do with that? Like, I
That's
look.
true.
That's not your responsibility anyway
it's,
to
yeah, it's
tell.
not. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
when it comes, like, I have like, if you love your dogs, you love your dog.
Honestly, I run
not gonna show that
towards the
same
dog.
affection. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just not comfortable with
You
it.
towards it?
I run towards it. It gets scared because it doesn't expect you to run towards it.
Well, see, that's some new shit.
Well, it depends on what
Yeah,
dog.
that's a new perspective.
That
still.
dog's gonna be like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
None of you've never done that.
This guy's trying to
No.
fight. This guy's trying to fight.
Oh, I'm gone.
I've
kicking
never
you. My
felt
story?
threatened by a
I've run
dog.
from it before, but like you know how they say face your fears.
I'll face it. I'll stand still. I'm not running toward it. No, I'm sorry, man. You're brave. Or you just
Thank
brave
you.
soul.
That's
You're a
actually a good
different man
compliment.
still. You're a different man.
He's a different man. Some Brampton thing, eh? No
Sure,
offense,
at
no
least I'm
offense.
vouch for
not
that.
wasting energy running upstairs. I'm just,
Damn,
I
I
fixed the
wasn't
problem.
tired though. I can tell you that right now.
I mean, if it
I was
works,
the
it
prime of
works.
my.
You're gonna be wasting
Yeah, mere
energy.
endurance.
to come back
Yeah,
to that
man.
bike.
I'm playing ball every day, bro. I was good.
some super cardio.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Would you guys say suicide is like a form of revenge?
Fuck.
Nah, if you do that shit, you done
It depends
lost,
on
right?
how you do it.
honestly,
You
yeah.
fucking
I-
lost if you commit suicide.
I know.
That's a huge loss.
You fucking lost, yo.
Yo, but some people, yo, honestly, like people, people are messed up. I'm one of those. I think we're all messed up in our own way, right? But like,
Definitely.
some people they try to escape something, and then some. I know some people like, and it's happened, and it's to get back at other people, Because
Spiteful.
it's like when you're gone, you don't have to deal with the shit that you left, right? So it's like
You're
I see
putting-
how it could be selfish, but nonetheless, man, I think it's a fucked up situation. But I know that there are situations where people do it to impose on other people, and also there are times where people kind of want to relieve other people too, right? So I see both sides to it still.
Sorry. This guy just.
camera got that.
This guy did some Marco dancing things.
It's
Sorry,
his phone that
sorry,
fell.
No, that's my point. I don't gotta say it again.
Stole your thunder.
No, but
Nah, but
I
I hear you on that.
I hear him on that too for sure. I think it can be revengeful because some people are they're not remorseful and they don't know what to do, so they're just like, okay, I'm gonna just
I
do
gotta
it.
be the controversial one on that. I don't see how it physically can be vengeful.
Me either.
How
You
can
don't
it
see?
be vengeful? How
I just
can
don't-
it be
I-
vengeful?
Definitely not,
If-
Jojo.
No. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just like, think about, okay, if you guys have ever planned a funeral, right? Like, okay, let's just say if you committed suicide, you're underage, you're a minor, right? You don't have no life insurance, you're under your parents.
Right, it's like
Okay.
you mentally and emotionally scarred me. I killed myself because of you, and you contributed to that.
Wait.
So now I'm gonna make sure you fucking pay for that shit by listening to my fucking dead ass on the tape.
Exactly.
You can't tell somebody that they're the reason why you killed yourself when you pulled the plug.
So
on
hold
Yeah,
on.
but
Yo.
you're talking about kids who are in
During
high
the
school.
videos,
Yeah.
she says, like, was she already talking about suicide?
So like
No,
throughout
no, she wasn't talking about
throughout
it.
the show. Like there's times where like you showed her in the show, she contemplated and stuff.
Yeah,
and
she
didn't follow
contemplating.
through.
Yeah.
And certain events took place, so she didn't follow through. So like, let's say I'm the chicken and this guy like, I don't know, trips me and slaps my ass.
Oh, that was Dre.
Fire!
I didn't know you were gonna say the second part. I heard trip and I'm like, oh, that's a perfect
Alright,
opportunity.
you
Then you
tripped
had
and
to-
got your ass slapped, alright.
Right, like that impacted her so much that like she's like, I'm gonna kill myself. He fucking tripped me and slapped my fat ass. So then,
Yo, what's wrong with you?
This guy had to go.
What's wrong with you? Why you have to be so?
That's silly.
Why you have to take it there?
so she put it in her diary.
Which is a
Okay,
tape?
because-
Which is her
Go home and have a
tape?
diary.
Which is a
I
tape?
mean, I have to watch it to have.
Today,
Yeah,
August
perspective.
3rd,
perspective.
Basically, like the depression of like grew upon
today,
it, right?
August 3rd, fucking Daryl tripped me and slapped my ass. I felt sexually harassed. I went to my guidance counselor and he did nothing. So she logged that, and I guess before she had it in her mind that she's gonna off herself, she made a this shit ain't live. so she made a tape, a recording like on her own little fucking one-on-one podcast, saying, "Oh, Daryl fucking tripped me and slapped my ass, and I did."
You did say my name.
Well, I'm using it as an example.
Why?
Yo, it's just an
It's just
example.
an example.
Okay, Marshall.
This guy's so
Unless you did
bugged.
that, why you getting so?
I know.
You do that, did you? Come on.
Continue
I
your
must
story,
have.
bro.
Yeah, so she
That's fire, dog. Don't say must have,
she
dog.
explains in her tape how she felt offended, and I don't remember. Jojo, do you remember if she like said like, "Oh, I hope you friggin' suffer for like slapping my"?
No,
ass
she
and
said that
kicking me?"
about like Bryce.
Bryce. Yeah, Bryce is a
Yo,
dirtbag.
but honestly, you don't have to say something for you to have those intentions. Like, why would she leave them? Because people are want to figure
Yeah.
out why she killed herself.
Exactly.
And even if you tell somebody that, don't you know what's gonna come along with that?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you could do. You can't solve that problem anymore. You can't undo that. That's gonna sit on
And
somebody's
his
conscience
mind
for the rest of their life. So-
Period.
Ultimately,
There's choices and options. Like you can watch it and you can
Yeah, but
feel guilty
So
about
we're
it.
talking about
Yeah.
no. But I'm talking about her intention behind it. Like
yeah,
you know, the
no.
thought behind her. Like I may be like, man, the fucking bitch killed herself. Man, fuck that
Yeah.
bitch. Like you know, I could be like
It's
that,
not me.
you know. But like for her to say, oh here's Sefrose, here's my tape.
Like she's trying to put a guilty
Make sure it
conscience.
gets to you.
She knows ultimately when she sent the tape, who she sent the tape to. That could go
Exactly.
to everywhere.
Also,
Oh wait, so
right?
before she committed suicide,
Yeah,
she
Yeah.
sent the
She sent it to a
tapes out?
specific person.
and that told them to pass the message along. And
To
when you're
every
done with it,
single
pass it to
person.
the next person.
Exactly.
When you're done, it's like what are you trying to spread awareness of?
That's
like
nasty.
you know.
no,
So
you're
who
just
person-
you're
who
just
person-
sinister.
One person, so like let's say 10 people did her wrong that caused her to kill herself. Those 10 people,
Have
so
to
the
be
first
burned.
one, yeah, those 10 people, they all listened to all the tapes. So the first person was passed on to, he listened to all the tapes and he's like, okay, pass it on to the next person. So like at the end of it, like everyone in the schools, like no one's saying anything because they all feel like they're responsible
Exactly.
for the death of this girl.
And now they're trying to figure out who's sending the tape,
But no one wants to
which
know.
makes it even more like,
Right.
did the cops get it? Like, am I gonna be in trouble? My
Yeah, you're right,
parents
'cause she
have
doesn't say
it.
who it was,
But that's
she
what I'm
said-
saying. That's
but
what
she said
causes it.
pass it on.
Exactly.
So everybody knows what's going on, but nobody knows
But no one
who
knows
did her
exactly.
dirty.
Exactly.
So it's on their conscience.
Yeah.
It's like a mind fuck.
Yeah.
But I know
keep
you
in mind, I know because I know not everyone here has seen it. The way that she, like what she went through, like it wasn't just like bullying and all that. Like
Yeah.
she was sexually assaulted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She was
It's
raped.
one of those things where everything built up, and then the one person she relied on, who
just
was the
destroyed
main
it.
character,
Exactly.
I forget his name,
Clay.
Clay.
Yeah.
Clay Aikens.
They say that like she was basically trying to say that he is one of the biggest reasons why, because after everything that happened,
Whack. I'm sorry.
he wasn't there for
Exactly.
her.
Which
And that, yeah,
it's high school.
Exactly.
How entitled
Yeah,
must you
it's-
be to say somebody must have done something different? It's because of you. You know, I'm like that.
Wow.
You know what? I'm sorry. Let me
Damn,
stop, 'cause I
dog.
don't agree with that
Is
in
that
my
the-
own
I
tongue.
mean-
yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Still.
And we gonna wrap this up today.
Yeah, that's it,
Just like
folks. Just like that.
So
Yes.
what a way to go out. Man.
Right.
All right, man. We out. Peace.
As soon